guys, welcome to my Ocean One channel. Just got done watching MK's, Marquez Brownlee. I just got done watching him review the Ocean again. And quite honestly, I think he might just be the worst reviewer that I've ever seen that reviews cars. He would be well served to just going back and reviewing iPhones. If he wants to review cars, he needs to start watching professional reviewers that review cars, maybe like Alex on Autos. The amount of stuff that he gets wrong, Fisker should consider taking action against him. So let's look at this. It was very painful for me to watch that video simply because of the amount of stuff that he gets wrong. You know, and he said the Fisker Ocean might be the worst car that he's ever reviewed. I think he is the worst reviewer I have ever watched, and that's saying a lot, simply because he gets so many things wrong, and he shows no joy. He looked like he didn't want to do this review at all, and he's terribly dramatic, and he says several things in his video that are simply not true. So let's look at those. The thing I'd like to get out of the way is when he did his previous review, not the one I just watched today that has 2.0, when I watched his previous review, I knew that he was 2 full operating software versions behind. That was obvious because he did not have trips. And if you have trips, that means that you were up to 1.11. He didn't have trips, so he was already behind that. And then, you know, there was, of course, the 2.0 update. So I want to go ahead and get that out of the way and then start addressing each thing that he simply gets terribly wrong. Quick notes, so I'm going to read from what he said. He said, he states that the original Fisker Ocean, that they couldn't be updated by OTAs. That's false. Every Ocean has been able to be updated by OTAs. Ask any owner. Okay, now personally, I've had trouble getting mine updated at home with 2.0 because I do not have cell signal at home. Okay, let's be very clear on that. But he makes the statement that they have to be updated manually. That's not true. That is 100% false. He states that in order to get the 2.0 update, every single car has to be manually updated. Ask all the Fisker Ocean owners out there how they got their 2.0. I have talked to literally probably hundreds of people that have gotten 2.0 through OTAs. So he simply does not know what he's talking about. And that's extremely frustrating to see a person supposedly of his caliber with the amount of influence that he has to get on his show and say such things. That's just 100% false. False, false, false. Matter of fact, he is so misinformed about these cars that I think he should just stop doing reviews altogether. The amount of information that he gets wrong is just staggering. And look at this. You know, if you watch his video, he sits down in the car. He starts the car. He doesn't have his seatbelt on. And he's complaining about beeps. Well, guess where that beep is coming from? Not having his seatbelt on. That's one of the first things that the Ocean will let you know is safety. Hey man, put your seatbelt on. And he's sitting in his seat complaining about that. And it gets even worse than that. I'll talk about that more in a minute. So he's sitting in his seat and he's complaining about it beeping at him. Yet he doesn't have his seatbelt on. And then he makes it worse. He tries to drive it without his seatbelt on, and the Ocean won't let him go forward because it won't release the parking brake. And he's not trying to release the parking brake. He's not reaching over to the left and pressing the parking brake or anything. He's just trying to give it the accelerator pedal. He's just pushing the accelerator pedal, and he is complaining because I can't drive it. It won't let me go. It won't automatically release the parking brake. And then he puts his seatbelt on, and guess what it does? It goes. That should have never been part of his video, and that tells me right there that he needs to go back and stick with what he knows and just reviewing iPhones and stuff like that. He needs to leave the automotive space if these are the type of reviews that you're going to get from somebody like him. Complains about the fob. He's saying, oh, in my previous video, the California mode button didn't work. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, I think it does here. I think it does this. I think, and then it works. It works. He should know if it works or not, you know. Okay, fine. And then he starts talking about, oh, it's not fixed. The key fob is not fixed because I still can't walk up to the car and it automatically unlock. Well, guess what, MK? Nobody can do that. Okay, you have to physically press the button. It does not have a proximity sensor. Okay, at this time with the Fisker Ocean, you have to press the unlock button. Why didn't you stand there in your video and press the lock button and press the unlock button and press the lock button and press the unlock button and show your viewers that 2.0 fixed the key fob instead of trying to make it out to be something that it's not? Very unprofessional from anybody's perspective that understands the Ocean. Then he complains about the boot up time. Okay, MK, why don't you read the software updates? Why don't you read the manual? Why don't you try to get informed on this stuff? That was deliberate by Fisker, okay? Anybody that's had the update knows this now. And yet you don't. You go into your settings and you can adjust this and it will tell you, if you're leaving that feature on, that you will have a slower boot up time. And that's to prevent vampire drain. I mean, where are you, MK? Are you illiterate? Are you having trouble reading? You know, why don't you try to research these things? You said you had the car for a week. I don't think that should have even been part of your video. It's just, you know, lazy journalism at any level, no matter how you slice that. I can't get over the fact that he's trying to drive the Ocean without his seatbelt on, and he's complaining it won't release the parking brake. Oh my gosh. Oh man, it was painful to watch that video because he's trying to be dramatic. He's trying to be cute, and he looks really stupid because here the Fisker Ocean is trying to protect him, making sure that he's not driving without his seatbelt on, and he's complaining about it. That's really sad. Another thing that he complains about is just bizarre. He complains about Earth mode, and he says you can get too much power out of Earth mode. Really? Okay. I almost exclusively drive in Earth mode. Okay, and let's be clear. I don't have 2.0 yet. All right, but that's not going to change Earth mode dramatically anyway. So there is a time when you need to get out of your own way. There is a time when you need very quick acceleration. And he's making fun of Earth mode. He's saying, oh, it's you know, it's too fast. You know, okay, there's this delay, but if you really press down on the accelerator, it goes fast. What kind of idiot thinks this? You know, okay, do you expect to, you know, in an emergency situation, MK, do you expect to have to press the button to put it in fun mode and then press the accelerator? Or would you just rather the Ocean recognize, oh no, I need to move quick, fast, and in a hurry, so let's do this? Lazy journalism. I can't believe you did that. Again. Listen to this one. He tells some whoppers in his video. I mean, some big ones. I'm going to read this. He states once you get 2.0, you can be plugged in and you can start getting updates through OTA. That's 100% false. We know that as Ocean owners. Ask anybody out there, okay, if they could get an update before 2.0 with an OTA. Ask them if they got their OTA for 2.0 through an OTA. And practically all of them did. Yeah, that's really sad, man, that you come out on your show and you put out such blatantly false information. I can't believe that. That's just, how do you reconcile that? That, you know, you have so many followers and you get so many things wrong. You have a duty to your audience to try to keep this as accurate as possible. And if you realize you made a mistake, you should be fixing it as quickly as possible. And I'm telling you that there were some big ones, some big mistakes in that video that you just did. You're saying that they can only get plugged in after 2.0? Ask all the people that had OTA updates prior to 2.0. And ask the people that got 2.0 through an OTA. you might just be shocked instead of living in your own little bubble there. You watch him on the screen, he's complaining about laggy software. And he's saying, oh, you know, I can eventually get the cameras to come on. And he's literally pressing the camera button on the screen. And the camera's coming on. You know, how hilarious is that? Now, the only thing that he demonstrated that was still slow, and, you know, ask any ocean owner, they'll tell you, the only thing still slow in the ocean is when you rotate the screen. It takes a couple seconds to reorient it, the software. And I do think that that's something that Fisker should address, and they should get faster at that. But when you're saying, oh, I can eventually get the cameras to come on, and you're pressing the button, and it's coming on as soon as you press the button, and you're saying, oh, it's still laggy software, and you're pressing the buttons, watch his video. And it's literally going to exactly where you're pressing at that instant, and you're still complaining about that, when in fact the only thing that you even had to complain about was when the screen rotated. You should have left it at that and say, you know, hey, everything else is pretty good, but when the screen rotates, yeah, that's still a little slow. That's lazy journalism, man. It looks like a hit piece to me, all day, every day. And then he tries to correct one of his previous mistakes and saying, oh yes, it does have a glove box. Well, it doesn't have a glove box in the traditional sense, but it has a glove box just like the Rivian under the seat. Where was that in the first video that you did? Where was that? Were those boxes not there? Yes, every Ocean One has boxes under the seats. Yeah, that was pretty comical. My advice to reviewers, if they're looking for car advice, just skip your channel. I've watched 2 reviews from you, both of them on the Ocean, both a car that I know very well. And the amount of things that you get wrong are so staggering that, you know, I think you are quite possibly, and from my point of view, you are the worst car reviewer that I've ever watched. If you want to learn how to do this, watch a person like Alex on Autos that just recently reviewed the Ocean, gave it very high praise, and, you know, you should do better. All right, guys, thanks for joining in. I hope you found this video helpful. I can't help but stress I was very frustrated watching his video. He does point out a few things, you know, that got better, but the amount of things that he gets wrong is just so sad. I don't know how else to word that. I would just encourage you to never watch a car review again. If you are wanting to get advice on a car, you know, that you are interested in, I would encourage you to just totally skip MK's reviews, because if the rest of them are like how he did the Ocean, they simply can't be trusted in no shape, form, or fashion. All right, guys, thanks a lot. Thanks for joining in. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, hit the like button so others can find my content. And I appreciate everything. I appreciate the support of my channel, and until next time.